What's up, YouTube family? This is Jeff with a little bit of everything home services, coming to you with another video. So today, family, I'm on a job, and it's a job. It was initially a job to replace a water heater. Initially, the homeowner came up here in the attic, and he saw the drain pan down here full of water. And as you can see, you can still see it dripping in the pan right here. So the initial thought, oh man, it's the unit's cracked and it's leaking from the bottom. So when he saw that, he gave me a call and he said, hey, I think I need another water heater. You know, mine is leaking. You know, can you come out and take care of it? I was like, of course. So I get here and I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute. So I looked at it and I see that it's dripping, but it's dripping. I'm following the drip patterns and I see it dripping here. He even said that the pilot is no longer lit. Well, I see why the pilot's not lit. The pilot's not lit is because you see it's dripping right here, you know, and that's gonna prevent that pilot from staying lit. So then I looked at it and I followed it. And if you look up, you see the stains. It's been dripping. It's been leaking for a while. I looked up and I see the stains coming from up top. So I follow it and I look and whoa, and lo and behold, it's actually leaking from the water supply line, the cold water supply line right here. You see that? So actually, the water heater itself may be perfectly fine, and it's not leaking, you know, as a whole. So what I'm gonna do, I talk to him and I say, hey, listen, you know, I think I would, if I was you, instead of replacing the water heater, let's fix it. Well, you know, I gave him the option to fix it or replace it. He said, well, if you can fix it, then let's fix it. So I looked at the age of it. And if you look here, you see that the water heater, this one is a Kenmore. And the manufacture date on here is 2013. November 2013. So with it being 2013 and now we're in 2025. So it's 11 years. 3 months, whatever, 2 months, November, December, January, yep, 2 months. Oh, 11 years, 2 months old. So, yes, it could be replaced because of age, but I'm not one to just replace something and tell somebody it need to be replaced if it's actually working. If it's not broken, then, you know, why replace it? So, save yourself a little money. So, that's what I'm going to do. Now, one thing that I was looking at is, of course, this expansion tank right here is going to have to be replaced when I fix this. I don't like this setup, so I'm going to change it. I don't like these connections right here because they do leak. You know, so what I'm going to do, I don't even like this setup for the expansion tank, how it is. I mean, they got it, if you look here, it's connected at a T right here, but I want to isolate that in a different area because I want to shut off the connect here. Here, I want to take this off and put a T right here. So when I put a T right there, and then I'm going to expand it out. After I put a T right there, expand it out to the side with a pipe, put an elbow on this end, and then I'm going to put the expansion tank out here. You know, so it's sitting out and up, and I just like that setup better than this right here. This is fine. You can do it, but it's when you have to replace the expansion tank. If you do it like that, it's so much easier to do. This shut off right here is off, but I'm going to shut the water off to the house because I'm going to have to cut this line to remove the expansion. I can take the expansion tank off, but water, the shut off valve is right here. Now, this is one of the things that you want to be aware of. So, if I have to, how this is set up right now, if I had to change this expansion tank, I would have to shut the water off to the house. And I don't like that, you know. So I would like to easily be able to change this expansion tank by turning the shut off valve off, slightly draining it enough where it won't, water won't come out, and then just changing the expansion tank. And the way that I'm going to do this today, it will make it possible to do that. So right now, I got to turn the water off to the house in order to change the expansion tank because it's the shutoff valve is after the expansion tank instead of the shutoff valve being before the expansion tank. So I'm going to change that setup. Okay, I'm back, family. I shut the water off. I had to shut off at the street because the shutoff valve was a gate valve. I'm going to let them know about that gate valve. Need to be replaced with a ball valve. Much better. Look in here what I'm about to do, family. Since there is, if you look here, you see that drain pan there. You go around there, it's a pipe that leads out. So I'm just going to drain the water heater enough to be able to change the fittings and change the expansion tank and do all that. So I'm going to open it up here. And I hear it draining. Now let's look back here. And I opened up the valve in the house, the water. Open up the water line so it would drain. See, it's draining. It's draining slow. I'm going to open up this relief valve right here to speed this process up a little bit. Now it could be, this water heater could be a lot of sediment at the bottom, and if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to do something different. But I'm gonna open up this relief valve to try to get some of this, relieve some of this pressure so that water can drain. Let's give that a try. Yep, I heard it flow. Okay, family, I was able to get enough water out to be able to take this cold water shutoff valve off without water just flowing everywhere. And since I'm going to be replacing this line right here, I am going to go ahead and cut this 3/4 PEX line right here. Now, there's going to be a little water in that line. I opened up the lines downstairs so the water could drain out, but there's still going to be a little bit in here. So there, I'm going to put it the bucket underneath it, and then I'm going to open up this shut-off valve right here. No water drain down. I can hear it, the air in the line and it gurgling, but no water. All right, so I drained enough out of the line running downstairs, which is great. So now, since that's the case, I am going to cut the line right here. There we go. One thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to expansion tank is when you change it out, I already tested the pressure of the house, the water pressure, and it was 75 PSI, 75 pounds of pressure coming into the house. So you want to make sure you set the expansion tank higher than that, or else you're just going to fill it up when you turn the water on, because it comes preset from the factory, but the preset pressure is not that high. I think it's like 45 or something like that, maybe 55. So if it's set for that and the pressure coming into the house is 75, it's just gonna fill right back up. Oh, it has a little, I feel it has a little weight to it. So since it has a little weight to it, oh, it does have water in it. I'm gonna go ahead and drain that water out. Could use Teflon tape. I don't want to use Teflon tape, you know, because a lot of times with the water heater fittings, when you use Teflon tape and you tighten up, you find out you don't have quite enough Teflon tape on. You got to take it back off again, you know. So what I like to use in this, the pipe thread sealant multi-purpose. And this one, it says it's slow dry, non-hardening, lead-free for plastic and metal pipes. All right. So before I put that on, let's make sure with this, putting this tee on here, and that's how I want to put that tee on, because I want that expansion tank sticking out that way. I'm gonna put another 3/4 pipe out here, and then an elbow out here, and it'll be enough room between the flue here and my expansion tank to be able to clear it. So this one is a 3/4 by 4 inch. Wouldn't have been bad to do 6, but I think 4, then going up with a 90 is more than enough room. Nice little seal all the way around. See that? Okay. There we go. So the next line I'm gonna put on here, I have to put one more pipe. And then I'm going to install this water connection line right here. So it'll connect here and connect into there. Now, will I have enough room? I might need some more pipe. If I don't have enough room, let's see. What I could do is add this street on here. And I'll put this street on here. Then I could connect it that way. Put a street in here, put another piece of pipe there, and then and connect it. So you know, or I have that option, or I could extend this PEX. I could extend this PEX out to about right here. I can just get a coupling and get another piece of PEX and put it on there, and then problem solved. You know, so I could use either way. Which one? Family, which one? Well, if I did this, the advantage of doing it like this is there's not a bend in here. Less likely for leaks in the future. So, I think I'll do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it. I'm gonna put this shark bite shutoff valve here. I need my marker, but I don't have it, but I do have a pen. So you see up to here, I like to put it up to like right there and mark it. Well, somebody else already marked it. So that's perfect. I don't know how, but anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push this shark bite fitting in. There we go. So the last one that I'm going to put on, family, I don't need to put it has a rubber gasket on the inside. So I don't need to put pipe sealant on it because it has that rubber gasket. All right, So the difference now, family, let me put these screws back. The difference now is now my shut-off valve is before my expansion tank that's about to go right here. So with that in mind, I don't have to worry about if I have to change the expansion tank that I have to shut off the water to the house, which of course, because the main shut-off valve to the house doesn't work, got to shut off at the street. So I don't have that problem anymore. That problem's been resolved. You know what? Let's spin this around to the top. There we go. All right, and the other one wasn't leaking, so I mean, I don't have to replace that. It's not really leaking. Now time for the expansion tank. And I'm gonna do a review on this, but if you're replacing water heater, you need a air compressor or something of that nature. This is an inflator. This is the rigid air inflator right here. So I'm going to use this, and this top screws off, and you will see that's where you can add air. See that? All right, so what I need to do is the water pressure of the house. Current pressure is at 75. So I need to pump this up. I'm going to pump it up to 85. And right now it's 42 pounds of pressure, so I'm going to pump it up to 85. Let me set it. With this, you can actually set the pressure. I'm going to set it to 80. Really, 80 is where I really want, but I'm going to bump it up a little bit to 85. And it automatically stops when it hits its target range. All right. Now I'm going to put this top back on here. So if the pressure to the house exceeds 85, if this pressure to the tank exceeds that, it'll relieve some of that pressure here. If you don't put enough Teflon tape around here, it will leak. I promise you that. It's happened so many times I had to take it back off because I didn't put enough Teflon tape on it. But when I use this sealant, I don't have that problem. Family, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. All I gotta do is just put the screws back in the flue, and I'm gonna turn the water on, make sure I don't have any leaks, and I'll be good to go. And I might, let's see here, I'm looking at the condition of this. Let's look at here. I mean, this is actually perfectly fine, but let's look and see here how it's connected. Oh, it's the same thing. I could connect the new one onto here, and I mean, I wouldn't have a problem, an issue at all. But I'm gonna, like I said, why mess with it? Don't fix what's not broken. So, all right, family, I want to thank you for taking the time to check out the video. Talk to you soon. Have a blessed day.